Kilimanjaro, the Empire State Building, African elephants, Jupiter, the cities on this list. What do they all have in common? They're large. So what do we define as a large city? Well, we're defining it as a city that has a metro population of between 1 million and 5 million people per the US Census in 2023. But are any of these cities affordable? And are they LGBTQ friendly? Well, let's find out.
Here we go. Coming in at number 5 is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh has the highest cost of living on this list of 5, coming in at 94.7% of the national average. Has the highest average income, though, however, coming in at $76,000 per year. It came in number 2 for the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly city that's also ready for climate change, and number 3 for affordable cities for LGBTQ plus single people. And then it scored the runner-up position for most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly city when we covered the state of Pennsylvania, coming in behind Erie, Pennsylvania. So nice job, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. All right, coming in at number 4 is Rochester, New York. We've talked about Rochester several times when we're covering these lists of cities. What put it on this list? Well, Rochester is the number 1 affordable city when it comes to cities for LGBTQ plus singles. It also is a trans-friendly city, becoming one of the sanctuary cities in the state of New York. It's welcoming to the community, as well as a large number of trans people have moved there recently. So you're listening or watching Queer Money episode 505, and we are continuing to share more lists of affordable LGBTQ-friendly cities from across the United States. Today, we're focused on the top 5 most affordable and LGBTQ-friendly large cities, or cities that have a metro population between 1 and 5 million. We covered the top 5 most affordable cities that are LGBTQ friendly from mega cities, those are that have a metro population of 5 million or more last week. You can check that out here if you're watching on YouTube, or click the link in your podcast player if you're listening.
Easy for you to say. We got a great YouTube review that we had to share with everybody. This came from Photographer Maker. Photographer Maker said, Milwaukee is one of those cities most people don't think much about, a bit flyover-ish, and also kind of lives in the shadows of Chicago. I didn't know much about Milwaukee until my husband took a work trip there, came home and said, it was unexpected, but Milwaukee is amazing. I was like, okay, I guess, sure. But he convinced me to go with our dogs on a road trip there from our home in Minneapolis for a long weekend. I totally fell in love with Milwaukee. Bruce City has a whole vibe of its own, and now it's probably my favorite U.S. city in the Great Lakes region. Chicago is great, but Milwaukee is a bit more manageable with fewer big city hangups than its neighbor. We might end up moving to Milwaukee in the next year or two. So yeah, very interesting. It's exactly why we're doing this series, letting people know about other places they might consider moving to that don't often get a lot of love, especially from the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah. I think that's one of the important things to remember here is that we oftentimes gravitate towards big cities, but we gravitate towards the same big cities and oftentimes overlook some of what are some hidden gems, and that's what we're finding. All right, coming in at number 3, a city that we've talked about on several of these episodes, Covington, Kentucky. What put it on the list? Well, it does have the highest rents on the list, coming in at $1,475 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but that's offset by the fact that it has the lowest home values, coming in at $186,000. If you're not familiar, Covington, Kentucky is actually a suburb of the Cincinnati metro area. It's on the other side of the river from Cincinnati, so it is technically in Kentucky, but it is part of the Cincinnati metro area. It was the winner for the most affordable LGBTQ-friendly city in the state of Kentucky, and it did come in at number 2 for the most affordable LGBTQ-friendly city in red states.
Coming in at number 2 on this particular list is Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland has the lowest cost of living on this list of 5, coming in at 77.2% of the national average. It has the lowest median average incomes for this top list of 5 as well, coming in at $53,000 and $71,000 a year, respectively. It was the winner for the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly city for purple states when we covered that a few episodes back. It came in at number 2 for the most affordable cities for LGBTQ plus singles, and number 4 for most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly cities that's also ready for climate change.
So worth noting about this list, we looked at 126 large cities. Now, these are cities that are within the metro area of a population between 1 and 5 million. 55 of the 126 got a 100 out of 100 on HRC's Municipal Equality Index, which was great. 37 cities have a cost of living that's below the national average.
Also great. We have 3 honorable mentions for you this week. The first one comes from Louisville, Kentucky. That came in at number 10. Richmond, Virginia comes in at number 12. And St. Paul, Minnesota comes in at number 20. If you want to see all the cities on this list that we analyzed, go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities or click the link in your podcast player if you're listening, or click the link right here if you're watching on YouTube. Remember to smash that like and share button and let other queer folks know about this show and this list.
All right, coming in at number 1, the city that was mentioned in the comments that we got, Milwaukee.
Ta-da!
Why is Milwaukee coming in at number 1 as the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly city that is a large city? Well, that's because its rents are the lowest of the top 5 on this list, coming in at $1,193 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It does, however, have the highest home values, coming in at $288,000. It has the highest median income, coming in at $57,000. It was number 1 for the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly city in blue states. It was number 6 for the most affordable cities for LGBTQ plus singles, and number 1 for the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly cities prepared for climate change. So Milwaukee keeps on showing up as a number 1 over and over again, in part because it is a city that does have great economics when it comes to income and affordability, but clearly there are some other good things going on for it, because it keeps on showing up on other lists when it comes to things like places for LGBTQ plus singles or climate change. So Milwaukee is our number 1.
So what are your thoughts? Share them in the comments on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, wherever you are, and we happen to be as well. If you want to see all 126 large cities that we analyzed, go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities or click the link in your podcast player if you're listening, or click the link right here if you're watching on YouTube. Then BRB.
Join us next Tuesday for a lively discussion with the ladies over at Bitches Get Riches about how to overcome burnout. And then next Thursday for coverage of the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly cities that are medium-sized cities.
If you'd like to see the data from this growing series that's making a larger and larger and larger spreadsheet, go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities. Click the link in your podcast player if you're listening, or click the link right here if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you and have an amazing weekend.